reluctance, do you have it? Probably don't think so, but you may just have it. One thing I know is this guy does not have call reluctance at all.
Neither does
Zero.
he.
None.
Neither does he.
But you might not even know it. Carl White has released a book called Crushing Call Reluctance for Mortgage Loan Officers. It's fantastic. It's super cheap. You can download it, and there's a lot of great tips in there. All you gotta do is click the banner you see right here, over on your right, or if you're on your smartphone, just scroll way down to the bottom past the comments, and you'll see the banner there.
He published a book. He should have published a book called Reading Reluctance, but it would have to be an audiobook. Anyways,
Very clever.
question
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Is it okay to ever compromise your ethics? Yes
Is
or no?
it okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, so there's a different way of looking at ethics. Like utilitarian ethics is somebody who's driven by happiness. You're otherwise ethical, so you would steal food for somebody else if it was going to feed them because it made you happy, even though stealing would be unethical.
I see it. All right.
Absolutism is somebody to where I'm not going to kill anybody, even if it meant saving the lives of 10 other people.
Gotcha.
Okay, we're not changing.
Okay.
A virtuist is somebody who's driven by wisdom. Well, it would be wise to steal from one person to feed 10 other people. So,
Gotcha.
And we
Okay.
can always change within our ethics. Do you change within your ethics?
I probably.
I think everybody does.
Yeah.
I think it's impossible not to. I think it's
Right.
kind of a loaded question.
Right.
But so this guy named Sanjiv Das, I think it's how it's pronounced, he's the CEO of Caliber Home Loans. Now, and prior to that, he was a CEO at Citi. Did you know that?
No.
I didn't know it either. So, anyways, he started as a Citi CEO in 2008.
Wow.
Now, I wonder if he knew what the heck he was getting into.
Yeah.
Right? In 2008. Because,
Sure.
well, he ran it till 2013. So he saw through the craziness of his predecessor and probably spent a long night on the whipping post for the infractions of others.
Yeah, sure.
Then again, who knows? Maybe he was part of some of those infractions. I just really don't know.
Don't know. Anyway, he published an essay on the 10-year anniversary on what I refer to as
Pitchfork's blood and 228 margin adjustments.
or what others refer to as the housing meltdown.
Yeah.
Now, Sanjiv comes up with a couple of earth-shattering observations. Then he says something that he really doesn't say. First, for the earth-shattering observation,
Both tight housing supply and rising interest rates will continue to stifle mortgage applications in the near future.
told you. Here's another earth-shattering statement.
Sanjiv has a concern that lenders will begin to lower lending standards in order to drive up their purchase mortgage business.
Yep, earth-shattering, but he's also saying something he isn't.
Oh, is he really?
Yes, and it goes to his ethics.
Wow.
You see, he doesn't want to compromise his ethical position, but because he's putting it to paper, he's really saying he will. Let's explain.
So Sanjiv goes on to say, with mortgage applications declining, executives have a choice to make. Should underwriting standards be lowered? When volume becomes the defining metric for how loan officers and mortgage companies get paid, then loan quality deteriorates. And we've seen how that movie ends. We in the industry should be mindful not to take shortcuts or return to suspect practices. Those who managed through the great financial crisis won't have to think twice about making the right decision.
Aha! So a line in the sand for what Caliber will not do. Then why go to such lengths to tell others not to do it? Well, because he knows they probably will. And when other lenders drop their standards, it puts his company at a competitive disadvantage.
Yes, it does. Kind of like baseball during the roid era. You know, sure, Brady Anderson, he was a great leadoff hitter in his own right, and he didn't want Bonds to turn all roid head. But after Mac and Sammy smacked 70 dingers, old Brady got on the juice and built to 50 homers the next year. Why? Because the choice of all other other players on roids made the decision for him.
It's like Lance Armstrong got caught taking PEDs.
Right.
Guess what? So is every other cyclist who won the Tour de France since then. I mean,
Sure.
did you know that?
I
Now,
did.
why did Lance take them? That was the cost of success.
Yes, it was.
A changing in one's ethics. A can't beat 'em, join 'em approach. As Anderson changed his ethics, and as Sanjiv says, let's not get back to that. But what happens when the rest of the field juices up with lower standards and increased production? Am I wrong? Well, Sanjiv goes on to say,
As a banker and now as a non-banker, I have come to recognize the importance of look across the entire industry to identify systemic risk. As a CEO of the third largest non-banking financial companies in the mortgage business, Caliber Home Loans, I realize how important non-banking financial corporations are to the housing and broader financial services industry. Non-banking financial corporations now originate about 50% of all new mortgages and have cast a wider net of credit across a broader spectrum of borrowers. We have a positive experience in providing credit to individuals who have been neglected by larger lenders, as borrowers have demonstrated their ability to repay. Very interesting.
in other words, he has succeeded and has been part of the 50% of captured business based on doing loans that depositors won't do, lower standards, but as such, low enough. To go any lower would be a breach in his ethics. The question is, when the rest of the industry follows the path they're currently on, which is to stay alive at all costs by writing loans that seemed impossible just a few years ago, will Sanjiv bend or hold the line? To juice or not to juice? That is the question.
It really comes down to one's ethics. What he's saying is he sees the road that we are going down as lenders with lower standards and
Right.
saying, don't do this. But I believe by coming out and saying, don't do this, what we're really saying here is, don't do it because you're going to force me into decisions that are going to change my ethical stance.
That's probably what it is.
That's what it seems like.
What it is. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on all this? This lowering of standards for the sake of volume. I mean, is this the way to go?
Everyone likes dingers, home runs, baby, juice up.
Let us know in the
Loans
comments
for everybody.
down below, because this will be an interesting conversation. Also, do us a favor, forward our show, share it with others. If you don't like us, share it with people you don't like. We would enjoy that. And subscribe for free in your upper right-hand corner. And we'll catch you guys later here at the National
Yeah,
State
we
Post.
will.
And
You might not be here, but we are.
See you guys.
Later.
Someone else, this is where I